Ladies and gentlemen, as Quint said, we are going to need a bigger boot.
Okay, so we're here for day 3 pickups. Day 3 started off in Bournemouth and we were joined by yet another special guest. Did you spot him in the opening images? But what we're going to do is we're going to start day 3's pickups like they would have started in my hotel room, and we are going to open this lovely can of chocolate orange stout which Al kindly provided for the trip. Now, I've not tried this one, so it's going to be an interesting one. It smells very orangey, so let's dig in. Tastes like chocolate orange stout, very nice. So, as you saw from the footage, we went into a shop called Gamerz, which is in Boscombe, which is in Bournemouth, and for anybody who wants information about them, this is their information. They do have a website. We went in. Guy had an impressive beard that was serving us. I can't remember his name. We filmed what we were filming. I was after OG Xbox, as I was all the time pretty much, and he had a couple that I was after, so I picked up these couple. We spent quite a lot of time in there talking to him after it. He's a really nice guy. Please go have a look at the website. If you're in the Bournemouth area, go and see the shop. Even if you're not in the Bournemouth area, if you're going down that way, nip in, see him. He's got some really nice stock. So yeah, once again, 2 original Xbox titles. The first one was Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter. Now I'm surprised I don't have this. This is a first person shooter where you play as a character called Mace Griffin. Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know why I didn't have it, but it's now in my collection. And the next one is it's a Sierra game actually. It got quite high scores on the official Xbox magazine, and that is Metal Arms. Now again, I don't recall this being on anything else, so I'm not sure. It may well have been. But you basically build robotic, you build a robot kind of army, and you compete against enemies. That's my sum total of knowledge for it. But it looked very Robot Wars-esque from the front, with a little robot shooting a cannon. So I thought, you know what, pick it up. We'll give it a go. At $3.99, it can't be that bad. And so yeah, from there we went to the CEX, which is also in Boscombe, and nearly, and I picked up a copy of Red Faction 2. So Red Faction 2, the thing I loved about Red Faction was how sandboxy it was. This wasn't expensive. Yes, I could have got it on PlayStation 2. I probably own it on PlayStation 2 if I'm being honest. But I really enjoyed it. It's another third-person shooter, but it's really good. Set on Mars, I believe. So yeah, that was it from the Boscombe area, which is still part of Bournemouth. We then went back to the car, and we went to another shop. So I'll roll that shop footage and be back with you. Okay, so from Boscombe we went to the next shop, which you've seen the footage. It had immense amount of stock, lots of it, and that was Insanity Games, where we met up with a lesser spotted Weeble. We met Dunk. Really good to meet Duncan, and Insanity Games was just fantastic for all OG Xbox, the amount of stuff they had. But let's start with a system that isn't Xbox. I have picked up, can you tell what system it is? I have picked up a Dreamcast game. That game is WWF Attitude. Now I have this on the N64. I want to see what it's like on the Dreamcast, just to compare and contrast. I'm going to put this up here with my large Dreamcast collection of 4 now. It's not a system I've been buying much for. I do want to start getting some games, but I just haven't had I haven't had the drive. And yeah, in Insanity, I mean, I showed you the footage and you've seen the amount of games that they had, and I've managed to pick up quite a few. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 original Xbox games, along with the WWE game that I've picked up. So I'll just start from top to bottom. And the first game I picked up is the Sonic Mega Collection Plus. So this includes 7 of the most loved Sonic games of all time. It's got Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2 and 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Flicky's Island, Spinball, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. It also has Sonic the Hedgehog on the Game Gear, Sonic Chaos, Sonic Drift, Sonic Labyrinth, Mean Bean Machine on the Game Gear, Sonic Blast on the Game Gear, and you can unlock, and 7 unlockable Sega Mega Drive games. I have no idea what they would be. It's got loads on it, and it's a Sonic game on Xbox, which is rather interesting given the tie-up that's currently that's just been announced between Microsoft and Sega. That's around development of games, but it's going to be an interesting one to see if Xbox eventually acquires Sega, so that will give Xbox that iconic marquee character that they've been looking for, that Blinks I think was supposed to become, that Master Chief is now to a degree. I then picked up Shrek's Super Slam. So this looks very much like a Shrek fighting game. Have no idea what it'll be like. I just liked the idea of it for a laugh, and it was £2. You know, it wasn't that expensive. So yeah, grab this. Now, a game I've owned several times now on the PlayStation 2, but never picked it up on the Xbox for some reason. I picked up Shell Shock NAM 67. So I've been getting rid of my my PlayStation 2 stuff, for most of it, stuff that I won't play. I've been told that these stickers are a nightmare to get off, so it's going to be interesting. Might try and use the WD-40 trick. Yeah, just so I don't think I've played it, and the reason I picked it up on the Xbox is it's more powerful, so I'm hoping it looks a lot better on the Xbox. Now, you saw from day 2 in Southampton that there was a game that I wanted to pick up that I couldn't pick up because it was absolutely battered. I mean, battered beyond belief. I picked up Carve. So this is a wave racer style water skiing game, jet ski game. Know nothing about it. The only time I'd ever heard of it was when the Gemma, Jebs24, picked it up in one of her videos, I believe. Yes, I do watch Gemma. Despite what some people think, you know, there are people that are, you know, that are worth watching out there. And, you know, Gemma's one of them. She makes immense videos, and yeah, so I grabbed this. It looks interesting. I also mentioned that I quite like my basketball games, and when I saw this title, the title of it alone made me pick it up, and that is NBA Jam. So, you know, there's 50 NBA legends in this. I remember NBA Jam on the SNES. It was really, really fun to play, and this looks like proper 3-on-3 with amazing, you know, graphics compared to the SNES one. And I thought at first that I must have missed a shot, because the ones that I'm looking at now don't actually have the Insanity prices on them, the big stickers at the top. But I think they've decided, I think they may have had some feedback on how bad those stickers are to get off, and as such I've got quite a few that just have standard pricing on. The first of those is Scalar. Now, I was led to believe that Scalar wasn't a very good game, but talking to Ross Bohoho, the special guest for the day, he seemed to, well, the one of the two special guests for the day, I guess, with Dunk being there, he he said that it is a pretty good game, so I'm interested to see what it's like. He plays a little dragon. It's just a platformer, essentially from the same game makers as Carve, so we'll see what it's like. And then I picked up Transworld Snowboarding. Now I have Transworld Surf. It's an only on title. This is why I picked this one up. I think this is one of the only on titles that I got. It is one of the only on titles that I got. Talking over there is not going to give you me talking to my mic, is it? You'll hear mumbling. So that is why I picked it up, because it's one of the only on titles. But it looks like it might be a bit of fun. It might be awful. I've no idea, but we'll give it a go. And then this completes the Xbox subset of these games, I guess. Not that I'm going for anything like that. I picked up Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. I really like the time mechanic in this. It's brilliant. If you fall off, you can use your time to go back. I really like the Prince of Persia games. Hoping the remaster of this, when it comes out, is good. I'm really hoping that they make some new IP with Prince of Persia. Although when I spoke to Eddie last, he didn't seem to think it would happen. And then again, this is an only on Xbox title that I knew nothing about. I honestly didn't know it existed, but because it had only on Xbox, I had to pick it up. And that is Memoric, The Apprentice Knight. So, based on famous Arthurian legends, in a superb fairy tale setting with beautiful 3D interactive entertainment, shield, sword, armor, and strength upgrades throughout the game. Dynamic cast. I thought somebody was coming through the door then. Dynamic cast of characters, fantastic creatures, features easy pickup and play style for games of all skill levels. It looks like a 3D RPG, similar style to like a Nightcaster, but it's not made by the same. Although Nightcaster was made by Nightcaster 1 and 2 were made by two different companies. So it's interesting that it was an only on title that I wasn't aware of. And then lastly, we went back out with Dunk and with Yeovill, and we said our goodbyes. We were going on to the next place, and Duncan was going back to work, I think. And he opened his boot and gave a few people some things, and he had some Xbox titles, and he's like, he pointed at me and said, "You're the Xbox collector, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." He asked me if I was interested in any of them, and there was two that I was. There was one game I hadn't seen in the wild for a while, and that one was Alien Hominid. I own it digitally. I've got the HD version on Games for Gold. I haven't played it yet, but it does look like it's going to be an interesting little game. You've got to effectively, it's like a platformer action fight game. There's mini games involved. You've got and it's multiplayer as well. So it was great of Doug to allow me to take that. And this is another only on title and another fighting game, and it is the Street Fighter Anniversary Edition collection. Even this includes Street Fighter Anniversary Edition 2, Hyper Street Fighter, Street Fighter 3, and the original full-length anime Street Fighter 2 animated movie. It's movie on here, that's why I'm saying it. So yeah, I've got this. I actually spotted it in Owl's, and I thought Owl had picked it up, but sorry, I thought it was Capcom Fighting Jam. That's what I thought it was, and it wasn't. It was this. That's why I wondered why my Capcom Fighting Jam wasn't only on. So yeah, that was everything from Insanity. From there, we moved on to a couple of CEXs. Well, one CEX actually, and in another CEX, and in that CEX, I wasn't buying anything. There was nothing that took my fancy. There was nothing on the Xbox that I wanted. I then spotted this and decided, you know what, I'll grab this. So I grabbed it. It was marked up at £5. But when I took it to the till, it was £4. There are 3 of these scenic games. They're not pricey, but it was good to see this full big box with all the wireless controls. When you're considering how much the Buzz ones are, I'm surprised that they haven't dropped that much. So yeah, I picked that up, and then from there we then moved on to the last town of the day. It is a town, I must admit. I thought it was a city, but we moved on to, and then I remembered the name of the football team is town. So yeah, definitely not a city. So we moved on to the next one. So let's play some road footage, and we'll come back and we'll do the pickups from there. So yes, we moved on to Yeovil, and as you've seen from some footage, we moved on to Atomic Comic and Games. And in Atomic Comic and Games, you can see that they have the most amount of Funko Pop figures I have ever seen, and some really amazing and more great toys and figures and statues. It was just fantastic. They did have a game section. They had some OG Xbox, and I managed to pick one up. It's not an expensive title if you look for it in CEX, and it wasn't a massively expensive title when I looked at it on eBay. I got it at £10. There was an eBay auction at £8 or best offer. I was considering offering a £5, but then there was £2 postage, so I'd have taken it to £7. So I had it in my hand. I could see the disc was fine. It is another only on title. It's from the producers of Siberia 1 and 2, and that is Still Life. Again, it's not something I know much about. You play as an FBI agent. It's set in modern Chicago and Prague in the late 20s, so it should be fun to have a go. It looks like it goes back and forward between eras. There is a little bit of damage to the box, but nothing major, and it's another only on title to bump in there. That was all I picked up in there, unfortunately. We did hit a CEX. Now we hit the CEX we hit the CEX second, then we went to a pub. So in the CEX, I again picked up a few games that interested me. Not expensive. The first one, you saw what I got in the Boscombe one. So I picked up Seen It, all new movie clips and trivia. This is the box office smash one. Bit sticky there. Obviously I need to get some label remover on that. I also got World Championship Pool 2004. Quite like my pool games. Virtual Pool is the only on Xbox title there, but that one should be fun to play as well. And Sniper Elite. I like the Sniper Elite games. They are very good. I've never played the first one, so that's why I picked it up on the Xbox. And with that, we went to the Wetherspoons. We had a few pints, and then we departed. We said our goodbyes to Ross. He got his lift turned up. His partner Zelda Pop, she turned up and picked him up, and away we all went. I watched the Rangers game in Al's car, the 1-1 draw. We were awful again. We keep being awful. And then we got to the hotel. We had beef eater, a couple of steaks. I had a mixed grill. Al had a T-bone. Sean went to sleep, and then we watched the Spurs game, I think, or was it that the beef eater? No, I've got the days mixed up. That was the first day we didn't watch the Rangers game. I watched the Rangers game in the car. Me, Sean and Al did all eat on day 3. And then we went. That was where we had a few drinks. Then we had a few drinks more, and you've probably seen Al's worse for wear pickups by now. But yeah, so that was it. That closed out day 3. So with that, I will catch you on the next one, and we'll be back for, unfortunately, day 4 and the last of the road trip.